Feeling stuck? If you are feeling stuck in life, like everything that you are doing is not working in your favor, despite all your efforts, you are not moving forward in life, or you're just feeling a little bit trapped by the choices that you've made so far and not quite seeing the way to get through to the other side, or to have more options open up for you. Truly believe that Feng Shui is a great solution that can shift this kind of situation. And it's a situation that we have faced very recently in our home, and I wanted to share a personal example of that. But first, I wanted to talk for a second about why I think Feng Shui is such a great tool to create momentum and to get you out of that stuck place. And first, I believe it's because I think that we get stuck. This is a personal opinion, of course, but I think that we get stuck because we are using our mental mind to try to control a situation and come up with solutions for a situation, and really thinking about it. And that takes us out of our actual personal place of power. It takes us away from the energies, and we end up using our brain against the energies and the supports that are there, working on our behalf. And the thing that I love about feng shui is that when you use it, you have to take your eyes off of the problem to a degree, or you have to look at the problem from a different perspective because you're looking at your environment instead. You're looking at what's going on in your space and what might be creating stuckness there. And when your attention is focused elsewhere, it allows a lot of freedom for the universe to act because you're no longer focused on having the outcome come out a specific way. And the third reason that I think feng shui is so powerful in this situation is that it it gives you the blueprint for getting much more clear and much more intentional about what you are calling in your life and what you're creating. And so, yeah, I just really think it's a powerful tool for those reasons. Very recently, one of my daughters, was um, just not happy with how things were transpiring in life. And she said, I'm stuck. I feel really stuck. I feel really blocked. Everything I'm doing isn't working. Everything that I've tried is landing me in a different place than what I want to create. And no matter how hard I try, it feels like I just don't get where I'm going. So, and to backtrack a little bit, because I mean, I'm sort of uh, re-diagnosing as we look backwards because I think our environment plays a big role in where we are in life or where we end up or how life opens up or closes to us. And this past summer, it was a pretty intense summer for her. She actually had a lot of decisions to make in terms of her future. She had two jobs that she was working at, and she had, her license, so a pretty active social life. Like the world was opening up in a big way. There were a lot of responsibilities to balance and handle. And she did, she's very good at all of that in most cases. And she's very good most of the time at doing those things and keeping herself organized and her space organized and all of that working together. But this summer in particular, she was on the go, and her bedroom where she sleeps and she does her studies and she does her makeup and hair and all that stuff, it really, became a bit of a disaster. And on a personal level, a lot of times I will remind the girls, hey, pick the space up. It will make it easier this week. It'll make your week go easier. And I truly decided that that wasn't going to be as big a priority, and I wasn't going to harp on that. I was going to allow the mess to happen because I wanted her to be able to enjoy those experiences. I wanted to take some of the pressure off, and I knew that the pressure was much better directed at getting those big decisions made than it was at taking care of her space. And at the end of the summer, before school started, automatically on her own, she did a big reset anyway. She went through her space and she decluttered and purged a lot of her clothes and closets and things that she wasn't using anymore, and really reorganized the room before school started. And both of my girls are really good at doing that on their own. So I think it was a good reset. But then still a couple weeks in to the school year, she was feeling frustrated with how school and sports were working and were coming together. And she expressed that. I'm super stuck. I don't know what to do. I'm really frustrated. There was a lot of emotion. There were tears. There was everything that was going on at that moment. And I just said, you know what? I think I don't know how to fix your situation, but I do know Feng Shui, and I know Feng Shui has helped me many times in the past when I was right where you are. So let's take a look at your space and your environment. And specifically, I mean, she had already done the decluttering, she had already done the reorganizing. And, so her room was really reset in a nice way. But the part that I really felt like we could adjust were there were some old feng shui cures that I had put in there because I know that I wanted to protect her from certain energy flows. So I know there were some things that I could look at and see. She's a part of that, but I don't think she truly knows exactly what I'm doing with those feng shui cures. So I took that part on, but also like talking to her about how to be more intentional about her space and using her feng shui bagua map of her room a little bit more clearly to help her to use the energies to manifest what she is looking to manifest. And so in the end, we ended up taking some feng shui cures down and moving them around, adding some new things. And also, like I said, she had kind of reorganized her space, but she hadn't done it with that intention of using the Bhagwan map to her advantage. So specifically, we really, in her case, looked at the fame area of the room because that's a big part of what's going on right now. She has a lot of worries and concerns about how she's seen by her teammates and her coaches and prospective colleges. And so the fame area is really all about how you want to be seen in the world, what you want to be recognized, and what you want to be known for. And so we got a little bit more clear about what things could be in those areas. So, for example, she has some vision boards that she's created for what she wants, her life to look like, what she wants to manifest, and how she wants things to go. We actually move those to a more strategically placed location in the room. They're in her fame area now because those vision boards include a lot of things that are important about how she shows up in the world and how she's seen by others in the world. And so those got moved. We did end up rearranging her bed location. She's actually lucky. She has a bigger bedroom than I do. So she is able to move her bed in a couple different positions that are feng shui friendly, right? She's able to be in the command position using two different walls. And her bed had been in one position for a long time. And we decided to shift it to the other wall. She's still in the command position, but it just creates a new perspective in life. And I think that that's really important part of another important part of what feng shui brings to this process of creating shift, creating movement, creating momentum. Feng shui can give you a different perspective because when you move things around in your environment, you are changing the perspective that you have every time you walk into that space. When you move the furniture arrangement so that your bed is in a different position, you're waking up every day with a different perspective. You're shifting the flow of energies in the space in a more intentional way so that something different is happening energetically in the space. And just by nature, by law, natural laws, because that energy is moving differently, it's going to create different outcomes. And so it's almost a science that has to happen. And I love how simple it is to just, even if you don't understand your Bagua map for the room that you're in or for your home, you can just simply go into your space and move some things around, move some things in your environment, and get the energies moving in a different way through your space. Reposition yourself within the environment so that you are, wherever you're sitting, wherever you're working, wherever you're sleeping, you are getting a different perspective. Literally turning your chair from one direction to the other direction will help open up a different viewpoint, a different possibility. It opens up your energy body to new solutions and new opportunities that you just couldn't see anymore from the other direction. It doesn't even need to be a permanent shift. You can do it for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, and see what comes to you. But literally, I mean, there are books written that are literally titled Move Your Stuff, Change Your Life. And that is the truth. With Feng Shui, that has truly always been my go-to cure. The minute I start to feel stuck or like things are not going in my favor, instead of continuing to try to control the puzzle pieces of those parts of life, I look at my environment and I focus my attention there, which takes my energy out of the problem, allows the powers that be to manipulate things without my interference. And it also shifts the energies around me so that something different is happening. And it really does help to elicit a new potential, a new opportunity. And I have to say, I haven't actually had a conversation directly with my daughter about whether or not she feels like things are in motion or like she has a different momentum. But from my perspective, where I'm watching her, I can see that her attitude is a little more positive and that there's more smiles on her face. The pressure is still there. It's a big year. That's not likely to go away, but we can use the energies to give her an advantage so that she's not using her personal power to control and manipulate all of the outcomes. Like, just like literally, sometimes you need to pull yourself back, think about what the vision is. What's the big picture? What do I really want? What do I need to get clear on? What does the end result look like? Focus your attention there a little bit, and then the universe has a clear picture that it can operate from. And then if you're shifting things in your environment, you're getting a new perspective, which sometimes allows the energies or just your vision to bring you a new way, a new door that opens that you didn't see before. Like we always, if you've ever heard that analogy that when you're feeling stuck, you're usually in a building of, walls that you've built for yourself. And if you just stopped looking at the block and turned and looked in the other direction, you'd see the door, you'd see the way out, you'd see the other opportunity. And that's literally the opportunity that Feng Shui can give you when you're feeling stuck. So if you're feeling stuck, I just truly recommend, um, first of all, stepping away for a little bit, maybe even leaving your environment and going for a walk and getting a clear view someplace outside. But also, I think it's a great opportunity to take a look at those 9 life areas that are, looked at in Feng Shui, and which one are you feeling stuck in? Sometimes you can see by looking at those 9 life areas that 6 of them are going great. Everything's moving in flow, and you're not actually as stuck in life as you thought you were. But there's actually 3 that are feeling kind of challenging, and you can look more closely at those 3 life areas and get clear on, well, what is it? How do I want it to look differently? What do I want it to be? What do I want to show up differently in those different parts of life? And that clarity can clear things up for what the universe is, but also you can look at how you can look around your environment and say, how is my environment supporting me in getting those 3 things in order? Is there something different that I can do? Is there something that I can shift in my environment? Is there an anchor that I can put in place, something decorative or symbolic in my environment that reminds me of how I want to show up in the world, how I want to be seen, or what support I'm calling in, or how I'm going to embody abundance rather than be seeking it out. So you can make some shifts in your environment based on that clarity, and it can help you. It really can. It's amazing. When I was first introduced to Feng Shui, I would say, I mean, I was standing in the bookstore feeling very frustrated with where my life was and feeling very stuck with the state that I was in. And I happened upon some books about Feng Shui, and I opened them up and started reading, which I thought Feng Shui was just about moving your furniture and other weird things. I really didn't know very much about Feng Shui, but when I read the book and saw how it connected your environment to the life that you're manifesting, I thought, oh, this could be the solution for me. And it was like, it truly was like, I made some adjustments. I got really clear using Feng Shui and the 9 life areas, and then made some adjustments in my environment, which the reason why I think that helped to create that shift for me, things did shift, things did start moving, not at all in the way that I thought it would. So that's the important point, because when we're focused using our mental brain to try to fix something, we're trying to fix it in a certain way, and we're not open to the bigger, wider potential. And so when I let go of that mental control and started looking in a different direction and getting clear on what I wanted and setting up my environment to support the life that I wanted, I took my eyes off trying to control the details of all the situations. And yet everything shifted, and it shifted completely in a different way than it would have. I allowed so much more potential in because I wasn't trying to manipulate things in a certain way, in a certain box. So there's really a huge amount of energetic potential that you can tap into when you pay attention to your surroundings and the energies around you. And if you are feeling stuck, if you are feeling like there's no momentum in some parts of your life, take a look at Feng Shui. Consider the 9 life areas. I'll read them to you. I'll list them for you right now. Prosperity, fame, relationships, creativity and children, support and adventure, health and vitality, family and relations, family and ancestral relations, um, wisdom and higher knowing, career and work. So those are like, look at those different 9 parts of your life. Which ones are you feeling most stuck in? Get clear on how you want that to shift, what you would ideally like that to look like. And then instead of trying to manipulate it, using your mind and your own actions, go play in your environment and shift things around and move at least 9 things in your surroundings. Move 9 things on your desk. Move 9 things in your office. Change 9 things in your bedroom. Move 9 things around in your house. Move the pictures from one wall to the other wall. There's no reason or rhyme for it. You can just allow your intuition to talk to you and let you move things. I guarantee that within a couple of days, you'll feel like you're in a better place, and you may even see different outcomes appearing because of that. If I can support you in a more one-on-one way, reach out to me to look at the feng shui of your environment and how we can get the energies around you supporting, creating momentum, creating positive potential in your life. I would love to support you. The details are below in the description of the video. Thanks so much, and I hope that helps. Take care.